Hello everyone, welcome to Homegrown Yoga live from home. My name is Meredith and I am teaching this evening. I'm gonna lead you through about an hour-long Vinyasa class just on your mat or a rug or even a towel, really anywhere that you're comfortable at home in your space. I would like to mention that I do have a playlist on Spotify. If you want to turn some music on in the background, you can certainly check that playlist out. My name on Spotify is Meredith Wolf, and it is just the April 2020 playlist, or you could really choose any of my playlists there. And you might just turn on any music from your source, Apple Music, anything that you're using, just like a meditative search would pretty much bring up anything that'll work if you want some background sound. But I'm just gonna leave it quiet here and we're gonna get started in a comfortable cross-legged seat. So you're welcome to sit on a pillow or a block if you have one handy, or you might just root down evenly onto the mat. And then those palms can come to rest face down on top of the knees. Just beginning to ground the energy into your body. Beginning to hone the attention on the sensation of the breath. And we'll also mention that I am definitely invading my cat's space at this time, so if he happens to join me at all in this practice, please don't be alarmed. His name is Simba, and I'm sure he would love to be on film. So, well, that being said, take a deep inhale through the nose, and then exhale completely, closing down the eyes. They aren't already. Maybe roll the shoulders up to the ears with your next inhale, and exhale to let them melt down the back. Just beginning to take deep breaths in and out through the nose. Just beginning to find that Ujjayi breath. It's that deep oceanic movement of inhales and exhales like a wave. The breath in just fills you up completely, rib cage expands. And the exhales hollow out the lungs all the way to the bottom. Just taking a moment to notice the energy that you're feeling. Maybe you've been working from home all day, kind of hunched over your computer and you're feeling all tight and rigid. Maybe you've been moving around, working out, or running around the house with your children. And if that's the case, maybe you're ready to just settle here for a moment. So just take what you need. Maybe focus the attention on something that's made you smile recently. And take another breath in and a deep breath out. One more inhale and exhale. We'll take 3 5-count breaths together. So go ahead and rinse all the way out of the lungs. And we'll slowly breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round, breathing in together. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Maybe take one more breath in stillness. And slowly breathe out. Keeping the eyes closed for a few more moments. Just take a couple neck rolls. Doesn't really matter what direction you start in. Just try to take a whole round of breath to make a rotation with the neck. Really extending over one shoulder and slowly bringing it around to the other. Finding 2 or 3 one way. And then slowly switching to go the other direction. Using it as a continued honing of that breath. You can add gentle movement and it just draws the attention right into the body. Maybe take one last rotation And then bring it back to center. You can open up the eyes, take an inhale, lift the arms up overhead, maybe touch the palms, add a little stretch. And then when you're ready, hands will come through the heart onto the mat, making your way to a tabletop position. The wrists will stack under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're just going to find some spinal movement. So maybe that's a cat-cow, taking a breath in to drop the belly, roll the heart open and tilt the tailbone to the sky. And then the exhale, you press into the palms to round the spine and pull the belly up. Another inhale, belly drops. Exhale, tailbone tucks forward, you bow the head. If that feels a little odd, you're welcome to just find some hip circles. Those are really nice, especially if you've been sitting or standing for an extended period of time. Take another breath in and a deep breath out. We'll meet back in our neutral spine. Bring the knees together to touch. And as you're ready, take an inhale to lift the right leg to hip height. The toes will flex towards the face, but of course you're welcome to roll out the ankle at first. Might feel nice. Eventually though, it's as if you're trying to stamp that foot on the wall behind you. Gaze is down between the hands. Everything is squaring to the mat. Pull that belly in nice and strong. Take a breath in and a full breath out. You might stay right here, or maybe you walk the left fingertips forward on the mat. And for most, you can reach that left arm all the way out ahead of you. If I could press my palm on the wall, it's just the right amount of space. Take a deep breath in and a full exhale. We'll take one more inhale to lift here. And this exhale, bend the knee and the elbow to meet underneath you for a crunch. Breath in to lift and reach. Exhale to tap underneath. Two more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale to lift. Exhale to tap. Take a final breath in to reach. And then as you exhale, palm comes down in line with the right. And then you press the ball of the back foot down on the floor or the mat. Finding a little calf stretch here should feel nice in the back of the right leg. You're really pressing the ball of the foot down and extending the right heel back to feel the stretch. You can shake out the head for an inhale and exhale. Take a breath in and bring that knee back in line with the left. We'll rinse it with 2 cat-cows. Breath in and a breath out. One more inhale and exhale. Meeting back in that neutral spine once again. You can bring those knees together to touch. This time as you breathe in, the left leg will lift, maybe rolling out the ankle to start, but eventually settling with the toes flexing towards the face and pointing towards the floor. Take a full breath in and a deep breath out. Maybe you bring the right fingertips forward on the mat, or that arm can always extend all the way forward, thumb spinning to the sky, pinky down. Take a deep inhale to extend, and a full breath out. One more inhale to reach, and this time exhale to the crunch, elbow taps the knee. Breath in to lift, exhale to tap. Inhale. Exhale. And last one, breathe in, breathe out. Take a final breath in, and then exhale to that calf stretch. Ball of the left foot comes down behind you. Left heel reaches towards the back of your mat or the room. Bow that head, shake it out. Take an inhale and an exhale. Take your next breath in, come back to your neutral spine, and then take a moment to take the knees wide, bring the big toes together to touch, and find your child's pose. That forehead can come to rest on the mat directly, or maybe onto a block for a little less stress on the neck, but you're just coming to a moment of rest. Taking 2 or 3 breaths here, remembering to lengthen those inhales and exhales, using that breath as part of the practice. I know sometimes when you're practicing from home and you don't have the benefit of those students around you and the sound of that breath, it could be harder to maintain it and find that motivation. But it really is, sort of what the practice is all about. If you're consciously breathing, then you're practicing yoga, even if you're just in your child's pose. It's a wonderful place to be, and this pose is always here for you. So take one more inhale and exhale. Take your next breath in to come back up. Bring everything back in line. Knees in line with the wrists. Take the toes to tuck. Press into the palms. Lift the knees. And take the hips to your downward facing dog. Taking a moment to come into it. Not going to lie, this is my first down dog in a couple days. So just feel it out. You can slowly pedal those heels. You can shake the hips. Or twist the feet side to side, really anything that feels good. Maybe even rolling out to a plank. Sometimes the shoulders just need a moment here. So find whatever movement you need to come into the pose. Eventually feet are about 6 inches apart. Just want to be able to kiss the arch of one foot with the heel of the other. And the heels will sink down, but you can always gently bend the knees. It'll bring a little dimension into the legs, and it might allow you to press the chest a little closer towards the thighs. Nice and firm in both palms, releasing the neck. Take an inhale and exhale. Another breath in and a deep breath out. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. This breath in will rise to the toes. As you exhale, bend deeply, slowly come to the top of your mat. Toes coming together to touch. We'll take a breath in to bring the palms to the shins, finding a flat back in our halfway lift. Those shoulder blades are pulling gently towards the tailbone, so you're really flattening out the back, strong in the belly. Take another breath in, and then exhale to bend and fold. This breath in will come all the way up to standing, rooting into the feet, reaching the palms high. And then exhale to come through heart center, fold it all the way back to the toes. And right back down. Inhale to your halfway lift. And then exhale to plant the palms, step it back to a high plank position, maybe just for a moment to set it up. Big toes are touching, the heels reach back, and the crown of the head extends forward, so you're lengthening that spine. Press firmly into the palms, hollowing through the armpits so that you're filling the space across the shoulder blades. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Maybe one more here with me. Inhale and exhale. This breath in will all drop the knees and lift the toes. And then exhale to let everything else come down to the mat. Palms will plant at the small of the waist. We'll take a breath into a baby cobra, just lifting the heart. And then exhale to slowly lower. Breath in to come up halfway. Keep a little bend in the elbows. Exhale to slowly bring it down. This time our full cobra. Inhale, come up, toes pressed to the mat. And then exhale slowly over the knees, tucking the toes and coming to your downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Flowing through that together. Inhale to rise to the toes. Exhale to come to the top of the mat. Take a breath in to your halfway lift and exhale to your fold. Breath in to come all the way up, reach it high, maybe touch the palms. And this time, maybe you exhale and split the palms, swan diving to the toes. Breath in, flat back. Exhale to plant the palms. You can step it back and find a high to low push-up, elbows pointing towards the back of your mat. Or you can drop the knees, lift the toes, and bring it down to the belly. Inhale to come either way to a cobra or up dog by lifting the thighs. And then exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale to the toes. Exhale to bend and bring it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Deep breath in, stand tall, reach high. And then exhale to swan dive or fold through center. Deep inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms plant. You can step it back through high to low or drop the knees and lift the toes. Breathing in, Cobra or up dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Take one breath in and one breath out. 2 more times. Breathing in. Exhale to come to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Full breath in. We'll come on up, reaching high, maybe add a little back bend. And then exhale to come all the way down. Inhale, halfway. And then exhale, palms plant, step it back, find your way through your high to low push-up. Maybe go straight to downward dog. We'll all meet right there. Last time, take a deep breath in to rise, and a full breath out to come forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, root to rise, come on up, really reach. And then exhale to come back down. Deep breath in. Exhale, your version of chaturanga. Maybe the knees are lifted, maybe they drop. Breath in to lift the heart. And then exhale, down dog, hips to the sky. Shake out the head, take a deep breath in, and a full breath out. One more here, checking in, inhale. And exhale. Moving on. Breathe in to rise once again. And then exhale to come to the top in a fold. Take a breath into your halfway lift. And then as you exhale, you'll sink the hips, squeezing the legs together, and reach the arms up. If your arms are lifted, those pinkies are spinning in, thumbs are spinning out. But I'm going to bring my hands to heart center because I don't really have a whole lot of room in front of me. So the hips sink, big toes touch, heels are slightly apart, and those legs are squeezing together. But the weight is really on the heels. You want to maybe even try to lift those toes off the mat. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more, breathe in and exhale. This inhale will stand tall, reaching up, and then exhale to swan dive or fold through center. Breath into your halfway lift. Breath out to rinse it with a chaturanga, that high to low push-up of your choice. Breathing in, heart opens, and then exhaling, downward facing dog. Take one breath in and one breath out. Then on your inhale, the right leg will lift to your 3-legged dog. For me, I've been finding this variation with my knee bending, my hips squared off, and then my foot is flexed as if I'm trying to stamp it on the ceiling above me. If you find this variation in a tight space, you can always add little pulses to it to get a little glute and hamstring workout. Otherwise, just roll open the hips, straighten that leg like you would feel, or maybe bend it, anything that feels nice. Take one more breath in, and then exhale to square it off. Step it through. Left foot comes to 45 degrees, right foot to right hand, and you'll inhale to your warrior one. Take a moment to square off those hips and really check in with the hands. Maybe widen that stance a little bit if you have a hard time pulling that left hip forward. That really gives you a little bit more space to square the hips. Arms will reach up. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more right here. Inhale and exhale. This breath in, palms will touch. Exhale to come through the heart, plant them down, finding that high to low push-up. Right foot will step back to meet the left. Breathe in, heart opens. Breathe out, downward facing dog. This inhale, left leg lifts to your 3-legged dog. Maybe you square off that hip with the knee square to the mat. Maybe you roll that hip open. Maybe you straighten the leg, whatever feels nice. But if you're rolling open the hip, try to keep the chest squaring towards the mat, really keeping that down dog shape in the body and keeping the twist in the hip. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, square off, step that left foot through. Replace that hand. Right foot comes to 45 degrees, and you'll inhale up to your warrior one. The hips are squaring forward, and those right toes are pointing at the front right corner of the mat. Lifting the arms as you're ready. Take a deep inhale and exhale. One more breath in and a breath out. This inhale, palms touch. Exhale, slowly bring them through. Find your chaturanga any way you'd like. Breath in, heart lifts. Breath out, downward facing dog. Take one breath in and one breath out. We'll flow through from here. Inhaling to rise the toes. Exhale to come to that fold at the top. Breathe into that halfway lift. And then exhale to sink the hips. Reach the arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. Take a breath in to stand tall and reach. And then exhale to fold or swan dive down. Breath in, flat back. Breath out, plant the palms high to low. Maybe the knees drop. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale to downward dog. Deep breath in, right leg lifts to your three-legged. As you exhale, you'll step that right foot through to the right hand. Left foot 45 degrees. Take a deep breath in to come up, warrior one. Exhale, palms meet and come through the heart. Finding that way through your high to low push-up. Using the exhale to bring you down. The inhale lifts and fills the heart. And then you'll exhale, downward facing dog. This breath in, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale to step it through to the left hand. Right foot at that 45 angle. Take the breath in to reach to warrior one. Exhale to bring it slowly back down, finding your way through your chaturanga to your downward facing dog. In down dog, we'll all take a breath in and a breath out. From here, inhale the right leg to the sky once again. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, step that right foot to your warrior one. Setting it up just like before. Inhaling the arms overhead. And then as you exhale, they'll come to interlace behind you. So you have the option of taking one hand to the opposite elbow, or opposite hand to opposite elbow across the back. You could find reverse Namaste if your wrists will allow. Or you can interlace at the low back, sort of pressing those hands together and working down the left thigh to open through the shoulders in front. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. If you'd like, for the next inhale, you can roll the heart open. And then as you exhale, hinge it forward, coming into a humble warrior. So the right shoulder will drop inside this right knee, but you'll continue to square the chest towards the mat, keeping that warrior one shape in the legs. If it's ever too much, you can just bring that right shoulder to rest gently on the right knee, but try to keep the weight even in both feet. If your shoulders are open enough, you can let the hands fall towards the back of the head. We're in a really nice shoulder stretch. And if that's too much, maybe you try opposite hand to opposite elbow. So let that head go heavy. Keep weight in that back foot for another breath in and a deep breath out. This inhale, come to a halfway lift and bring the hands to the mat. From here, step that left foot to the ball of the foot like we were in that calf stretch. And then drop that left knee down. Hips are squaring completely to the front. You can take an inhale and lift the arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, fingertips come down to frame the front leg. And you'll straighten the right leg out in front of you into your half split. If you want, you're more than welcome to add support here. You can also take it further and find a full split if that's in your practice. For me, I would love to add a block under this right thigh, but I don't have one handy. So the fingertips are great little breaks for you. You can point those front toes towards the front of your mat or flex them towards your face. But try to keep that spine nice and long, not rounding into yourself here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Take one more inhale and exhale. Breath in to re-bend that front knee. You'll bring those fingertips back up front and tuck the back toes. And then as you're ready, you're going to drop that back heel, take an inhale, and cartwheel open to warrior two. So that left foot comes parallel with the back of the mat. You'll line up the heel of the right foot with the arch of the left, and then pressing once again equally into the foot. Right knee is opening slightly towards that edge of that right foot. Gaze settles over the fingertips. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more to stay nice and deep in that front knee. Inhale and exhale. Legs stay where they are. Breath in to flip that front palm, reverse your warrior. And then exhaling, right forearm comes down to that thigh. Left arm reaches up to find your extended side angle. You've got plenty of options, of course. Both arms can do many things. This left one might tuck to the back right pocket for a little half bind, or you might even find the full bind here. And the bottom hand might come down a little deeper inside that right foot. If you've got a block, you could stack it about halfway. Maybe you come all the way down to the mat. And if you want a different stretch, that top arm can float overhead, spinning the pinky down, really reaching for that sort of front right corner of the mat. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in, breath out. Inhale to reverse. Bring that right arm back up, but this time straighten that right leg. Maybe lift the toes if that feels good. And then as you exhale, cartwheel it all the way down to the mat. You can step that right foot back and find your high to low push-up, or maybe you just go straight for downward facing dog. Making your way through however you need, and eventually we'll all meet in that down dog. Shake that head out, maybe pedal out the heels. Find a deep breath in and a full breath out. One more inhale and exhale. This time you breathe in to lift the left leg to your three-legged dog. As you exhale, you'll square it off and step it through for that warrior one. Right toes go to 45 degrees. Bending deep into the left knee and inhaling to bring the arms overhead. As you exhale, you'll bring them to interlace at the low back, or maybe to cross elbow to hand. Finding whatever variation you need. Maybe inhaling to roll the heart open. Exhale to stay right here one last time. Take a full breath in, and then exhale this time to hinge. Left shoulder comes inside the left knee. Maybe those hands float towards the back of the head, but you're really continuing to square the chest and the hips towards the front of the mat as much as possible. Take a deep breath in, full breath out. Head hangs nice and heavy. Inhale and exhale. This breath in, we'll find a halfway lift. Hands come down and release to the mat. And then as you exhale, that right knee will come down, squaring off the hips, kind of like that lunge. You'll take your next breath in to lift the arms overhead, releasing the breath. Exhale to bend and straighten the left leg. Finding that half split. Left toes can point forward or flex towards the face. You can add support under the leg. Block can be a nice little break for you here. You can go to many heights. And you're just going to continue to keep the crown of the head reaching towards those left toes. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Another inhale and exhale. On your next breath in, you can slowly begin to rebend that knee. We're ultimately going to go to warrior two. So you will begin to lift the right knee and spin that back foot flat. And then take a full breath in to cartwheel the arms up and open to the pose. Checking for that heel to arch alignment. Left heel aligns with the arch of the right foot. That left knee is opening towards the edge of that left foot, but you want to be sure that it's not going beyond the ankle here. You want it to stack right over the ankle or just before it. Arms come long, we'll settle the gaze. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Another inhale here and exhale. Flip that from palm, breathe in to reverse your warrior. And then exhaling, forearm comes down to the thigh. Right arm reaches up and open for your extended side angle. If you've got those variations, that right hand might now come to the back left pocket for that half bind. Left hand can always go deeper on the mat, or that right arm can float overhead with the pinky spinning down. Finding something that works and challenges you. Breathe in, breathe out. Another deep inhale and exhale. As we breathe in, we'll reverse, slowly straightening the left leg and taking the left arm to the sky, releasing that hip, and then exhale to cartwheel it down, squaring it off towards a lunge, and either stepping that left foot back to meet the right for a high to low push-up, or for your downward dog. Whatever works. Maybe taking that breath in to open the heart in up dog or cobra. And then exhaling, and we'll all meet in our downward dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more here. Inhale and exhale. This breath in, right leg lifts to your three-legged dog. Exhaling to step it through the palms right away to our warrior two. So setting up that left foot parallel. Take the inhale to cartwheel the arms open, setting it up. Take a full breath in here in your warrior, and a full breath out. Inhale to reverse, right arm to the sky, and then exhale to come back into your side angle. Staying for 2 breaths and challenging yourself to go a little deeper than before. So, I said 2 breaths, but I meant to say 3. Sorry, that was cruel. 3 breaths, you can cheat and do 2. It's fine, I will not judge. Right hand can come deeper, maybe you find that half bind. Find just some little variation. Settle in, take a deep inhale and a full exhale. 2 more, breathing in and breathing out. Last one, inhale, fill up and exhale. We're going to reverse once again. Breathe in, right arm to the sky, right leg straightens. From here, you've got 2 options. You can cartwheel back down, re-bending that knee and bringing the fingertips in front of the right toes. You know where I'm going with this, tilting yourself into your half moon. Or you can find the squared off variation, which is your standing split. Standing split, everything is squaring. Left toes are lifted but pointing towards the mat. Right toes are pointing forward and you're bowing your head towards the shin. But maybe you've got a little bit more space than I do here, and you can find that full half moon expression tilting onto the side and peeling the left side of the body open. Maybe you look up or lift that bottom hand, and if you fall out, no one will know the difference. So take another breath in and a full breath out. And then slowly we'll all meet in our standing split if you're not already there. We'll take an inhale to lift the left toes. And then as you exhale, drop the ball of the foot back. Now finding our high lunge. So the feet have been here before, but this time the left knee stays lifted and the arms come up. I'm going to angle myself slightly towards the camera for a moment. But if you're on your mat, all 10 toes pointing forward, hips squaring, and that tailbone is gently tucking towards the front of your mat. Take a deep breath in with lifting the arms, and a deep breath out. One more inhale here, and then exhale, hands will come to heart center. We'll take a breath in to stack the spine, And then as you exhale, this left elbow comes outside the right knee to find a crescent twist. So maybe you keep the shoulders a little square off, or you can begin to twist them towards the right edge of your mat. Maybe beginning to walk your gaze back over the right shoulder. Left heel is reaching towards the back of the mat, so you stay nice and engaged through the left hip. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Take one more inhale and exhale. Breath in to lift back up to center, and then exhale to step to a fold at the top of the mat. Take a moment to shake out the hips, pedal those heels, and then breathe into your halfway lift. And exhale through a high to low push-up, or maybe just straight to downward dog. I'm going to do a quick time check here, folks. I don't have my watch on. Take a deep inhale, opening that heart, or maybe settling in down dog. And then exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Chest presses back for another breath in, and a deep breath out. One more here before the left side. Inhale and exhale. This breath in will lift the left leg to our three-legged dog. As you exhale, step that foot straight through between the hands, setting up your warrior 2 feet. And then on the breath in, the arms cartwheel up and open. Settling in those feet for a breath in and a full breath out. You'll inhale to reverse, staying deep in the left knee, and then exhale to come into that extended side angle. You've got 3 deep breaths in a variation of your choosing. Maybe that half bind, maybe the full bind. Remembering you can always add like a towel or a strap or a shirt. Nothing that I have handy to demonstrate to make that full bind happen. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. 2 more to stay. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath in and a full breath out. Inhale to reverse, straighten that left leg, take the left arm up and open, and then exhaling to cartwheel to that lunge on the mat. Squaring everything off here, all 10 toes pointing forward. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the steamiest part, our half moon, and I know I forgot it because I don't have the room to do it. So, I'm sorry, left toes are still pointing towards the front of your mat. You can find that standing split variation, or you might bring the fingertips in front of the toes and begin to tilt onto the side to find the full expression of half moon. Right arm reaches up to the sky, gaze will come to the side wall or maybe up to the right fingertips. You're lifting that right foot, which is parallel to the mat, just like it was in your warrior 2. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We'll all square off to our standing split, right toes still lifted. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, the ball of the right foot plants, and we find that lunge variation of the feet. Inhale to come up to that high crescent lunge. All 10 toes pointing forward. Right heel is lifted off the mat. There's a bend in that right knee, and that tailbone is gently tucking under you to support the low back. Breathing in and breathing out. Take another inhale, maybe touch the palms, and then exhale to bring them to the heart. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhaling, right elbow comes outside the left knee for the twist. So of course this right knee can always come down at any time. You can always pat it, of course, with a towel as well. But if that knee is lifted, really focus on keeping that right heel reaching towards the back of the room. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. 1 more inhale and exhale. Breath in to come back up to center, and exhale to step to a fold at the top of your mat. This time, toe heel those feet out wide. Take them to hip width or maybe even mat width. Bring opposite hand to opposite elbow and fold yourself into a rag doll, letting that head hang nice and heavy. You might bend the legs or sway side to side. Just finding a little release here. Just allowing the weight of the head to really do the work for you. You can even interlace the hands behind the back of the head to give a little bit more stretch. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more inhale and exhale. Next breath in, slowly release those hands. Toe heel the feet back together to touch. Rooting into the feet, begin to make your way slowly to standing, taking a few rounds of breath to get there. Stacking the vertebrae, one at a time. Eventually coming to a stand, palms open alongside you. Eyes can close here for a moment. Really rooting into the feet evenly. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. One more here, breathing in and breathing out. We'll rinse with a final vinyasa together. Inhale to take the arms overhead. Exhale to fold or swan dive. Breath into your halfway lift. Breath out through a high to low push-up. Maybe the knees are down. If you're with me, they are. Inhale through up dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. This inhale will rise to the toes. As you exhale, step the feet outside your hands for a Buddha squat. Angle once again. So the toes turn out, heels turn in. You can press the hands together at heart center and use those elbows to open the knees. It's a nice hip stretch. And while you're here, really, instead of allowing that weight to collapse on the inner arches of the feet, see what you can do to press into the outer edges of the feet and open those hips a little further and sort of stabilize the feet. Heart might open for an inhale and exhale. Take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, bum comes to the mat. You're welcome to pause from some boat crunches if you want, or you can just roll on the back. Bring the knees into the chest. Give them a little squeeze. Pausing here to roll side to side, or maybe find that ab work if you're egging for it. It's not in my agenda tonight, guys. It's just a little too hot in this room. I need to remember to ventilate next time. While you're here, you can take those cactus arms, bending at the elbows, or if you've got the space, of course, you can take those arms long with the palms facing down. And you'll take a deep breath in at center. As you exhale, left knees come to the left side, rolling onto that hip. Doesn't really matter what side you start with, we'll hit the other. But take the gaze in the opposite direction. Close down the eyes and try to keep the shoulder blades evenly on the mat. If it's a little too much for those knees, you can bring a block or any sort of support between them. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more here, inhaling and exhale. Next breath in, the knees will come back to center. As you exhale, just spin them onto the other side, rolling onto that hip. For me, it's the right. Left arm is out and open or cactus, and you'll turn the gaze towards it. Shoulder blades are evenly on the mat, really bringing the twist into the full length of the spine. Inhale, exhale. One more. Next breath in, knees come back to center. You can give them a squeeze if that feels good. And then from here, that right foot is going to come onto the mat for a moment. This left ankle will cross onto the top of the right knee, doing what you can to keep that left foot flexed and engaged. It'll help protect the right knee, or excuse me, the left knee. And then as you're ready, you can work this right leg towards your chest. The further the right thigh gets towards you, the deeper the stretch in the left hip. This is a reclining half pigeon. You can really make it what you need it to be. If you find that your shoulders or your head are scrunching up away from the mat, take a block or a sweatshirt and tuck it under you for support there. But if you need a little bit more sensation, you can gently work this left knee open by pressing into the thigh, and that will deepen the stretch. Remember to pull that right knee towards you to feel the sensation. You're welcome to find any hip opener that works for you. Just taking about 4 rounds of breath wherever you are. Close down those eyes. Just breathe. Just take one more breath in and a breath out. And you can gently release the right leg, uncross the left, just shake them out, maybe pedal, whatever feels nice. Then from here, right ankle will cross over the left knee. Once again, try to keep that right foot engaged to protect the right knee. And then you'll find the stretch by working the left leg towards you. For me, I interlace my hands around the top of my left knee, but you can also go around the back of your thigh. And if you can't really get a good grip, just take a towel and wrap it around the back of the left leg. You should feel the stretch in the right hip, but never be pushing yourself to the point of pain. Just taking 4 deep breaths. Take a final inhale and exhale. You'll gently release the legs, maybe shaking, pedaling them out. And from here, the feet will come onto the mat. We're going to find a back bend this evening. So that you want the feet at hip width distance apart. If you're not sure where that is, you can bring the feet together and then toe heel them apart once. You want them right in line with the hips, and then you want to work the heels in close to the body. The arms will come long, and we'll take a breath in here to prepare. Then as you exhale, press into the feet, and maybe even into the back of your arms, and lift the hips to the sky to your bridge pose. If you've got a block or really anything, you can tuck it under you for support here if you want to make it a supported bridge. If you want a little deeper, you can interlace the hands, tuck those shoulder blades in, and then you'll press the length of the arms into the mat to lift a little higher. Finding some big Buddha belly breaths here to really stretch out the front of the body. About 4 or 5 deep inhales and exhales. Maybe one more breath in, and then slowly lowering the hips to the mat. You can cactus the arms, step the feet forward a step, and then just windshield wiper those knees slowly side to side. From here, the knees will bend towards the chest. You'll take the hands to the outer edges of the feet, stacking the ankles right over the knees to set up for dead bug. Making sure the ankles are over the knees and then pulling down on the feet to really pin the entire spine to the mat. Focusing the attention particularly on the low back and the tailbone. Really seeing if you can press all the vertebrae down. Just taking a moment here to root at center. Full breath in, full breath out. Just let it go. And then if you'd like, you can slowly roll side to side into your happy baby, massaging the entire length of the spine. From here, feet will release. The soles will come together to touch and rest on the mat, and the knees will splay apart into Supta Baddha Konasana. Taking a moment here to just let the body settle, just taking account. Maybe bringing one hand to the heart and one to the belly. Just letting gravity take over for a few moments and seeing if there's any last little bit of stress or tension you can let go of. You're welcome to close your practice, of course, with this pose, but I'd encourage you to join me for an inversion of your choosing. A really wonderful option, if you have a wall handy, like I happen to, is to just turn towards the wall and take your legs up it. Then you can cactus the arms by the sides, or maybe just open them wide. Or you can find this same pose by just lifting the legs and tucking a pillow or a block or a blanket underneath the hips for a supported shoulder stand. Just taking a moment to allow yourself the luxury of an inversion. It sounds so simple, but it really does so much for the body. It has tons of anti-aging benefits. It's detoxifying because you're rinsing out the blood by giving the heart a break and letting everything settle for a moment. Just take toll here. See if there's anything else your body needs this evening. Maybe it just needs a couple more breaths. You can roll out the ankles or splay the legs apart. Anything that feels good here. Finding the last little bit of movement that your body's asking for, which might be none at all. I am going to allow for Shavasana. So maybe your Shavasana is starting now and you're just going to stay with the hips lifted on that block or the feet up the wall. Or I will tell you in about a minute when we have 2 minutes left of our Shavasana. And then you can make the decision if you'd like to come all the way down to the mat. Maybe turn on your favorite song and just lie back. We have about 2 minutes left if you'd like to make any final adjustments. beginning to bring a little movement back into the body. Wiggling those fingers and toes. Maybe taking a moment to roll onto the right side and come into the fetal position. Taking a breath in, breath out. Staying where you are for a final few moments of stillness. I have a brief reading for you this evening. Happiness is letting go of what you think your life is supposed to look like and celebrating it for everything it already is. Take one more breath in and a breath out. And then keeping the eyes closed, you can slowly make your way to that seated position on the top of the mat. Hands can come to heart center for a moment of gratitude. I want to thank you all for sharing your practice with me this evening. Thanks for staying with me if you still are. I hope you're staying safe and sound at home and that all is well. We'll take an inhale to lift the thumbs to the third eye, opening our hearts. As we exhale, we'll bow forward and say, Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you soon.